The Tactacam FTS, or film through scope, allows you to look through your scope just as you normally would and film through it at the same time. So your camera is recording exactly what you're seeing through that scope real time. What a cool tool to use out west or for deer hunters on their rifle scope. Use it on your crossbow for turkey hunting or deer hunting, or put it on your shotgun or muzzleloader. It comes with 7 different adapters, so it works on most scopes. The FTS is a great way to film, capture, and share your hunt right through your scope. Once your FTS is mounted to your scope and you've gone in and dialed in the focus, the last thing that you want to do is make sure that your crosshairs are level. All you need to do to adjust that is make sure that your camera is connected to your Tactacam app on your phone. Open it up and you'll see that live preview. While the live preview is open, just go ahead and simply rotate that camera on the FTS until your crosshairs are level. Once they're level, go ahead and tighten it down, and that's it, you're ready to go. Once you have your FTS attached to your scope, the next thing that you want to do is make sure that you have crisp, clean focus. To do that, go ahead and power on your Tactacam. Once it's powered on, go ahead and pause your camera. Hold down the mode button to activate that camera generated Wi-Fi. And connect the camera to your app in your mobile device. Open up that app and open up that camera, and you'll see a live preview of exactly what that camera is seeing. Now in that live preview, what you want to do is go ahead and pick a focal point that's way out there. If it's not in focus, you need to do a little adjusting. So all you do is pull off your FTS, pull off your scope adapter, and use this little eyepiece at the end of your scope to do your focus adjustment. Go ahead and replace your scope adapter, slide back on your FTS with your camera still on, your live preview still pulled up. Go ahead and look at that focal reference point that you made in your live preview. If it's in focus, you're done. Go ahead and tighten your FTS down. If you still need a little adjusting to do, go ahead, repeat the process, make sure you achieve that crisp focus. Once you do, put that FTS back on your scope, tighten down the screws, and you're ready to go. Now when you're adjusting the focus, don't worry about your crosshairs being perfectly level. We're gonna show you how to adjust that next. What we're trying to achieve in this process is a perfect focus with your FTS. Here's a quick tip on mounting the Tactacam FTS to your higher recoil weapons. Now what we're talking about here is your larger caliber rifles, your shotguns, your muzzleloaders, anything with that high recoil, big kickback. Now, when you typically mount a high recoil weapon and you push into the gun, you'll see that you have plenty of eye relief between your scope and your eye. Now, when you add the FTS to your scope, you'll see that that eye relief, or that distance between your scope and your eye, shrinks. So what you want to make sure of is that you have that safe, adequate distance. What that might mean is that you just need to move your scope a little further forward. There are a couple simple ways to achieve this. One, you could just slide your scope forward within your rings, or you could slide the rings together forward on your rail mount. Both ways, move that scope forward, give you a little more room, and give you that adequate eye relief with your FTS. Let's talk about mounting the Tactacam FTS to your crossbow. Whether you're hunting out west or you're chasing deer or turkeys with your crossbow, how cool is it that you can look through your scope like normal and film through it at the same time? Well, the Tactacam FTS allows you to do that. But the Tactacam FTS is also meant to be used with an eye relief between 3 to 5 inches. So you might ask yourself, well, the crossbows scopes typically have a shorter eye relief, so how does that work? When you initially attach your FTS to your crossbow scope, you might notice a little black vignetting around the edges. Easy problem to solve. Connect your camera to your Tactacam app and open that live preview, and just ever so slightly go ahead and slide your FTS and your adapter back on the scope while watching your live preview until you see that black vignette disappear and you get your full frame video like you want. Once you achieve that, go ahead and tighten your FTS back down. You're ready to go. Might be too big for that FTS to slide on and mount firmly to. And the last one is any scope that has an illuminated reticle that's actually attached to the eyepiece. Your newer scopes, typically you don't run into this issue, but there's a few scopes out there that you might run into problems with. We just wanted to let you know about. Otherwise, the FTS is super compatible with most any scope. When you first open up your FTS package, there's a few things that you're gonna find. The first is the FTS itself, and the second is 7 scope adapters. Now these scope adapters allow you to fit the FTS to different size eyepieces on your scope. So you can start with number 1, smallest one in size. As you can see, this one's too small for this scope. So as we move up, the rings get bigger. So I'm gonna use number 7. No matter what the scope adapter is, you wanna make sure that the notch is pointed down and this lip part is pointed towards the scope or forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide it on, again, making sure the notch is down and the lip is forward. Once I have the scope adapter on and it fits snug and I'm happy with the way it fits, I'm gonna take my FTS, and as you can see, there's 2 openings. The larger one is what slides on your scope adapter. The smaller one is where you insert your camera. So what you can do is go ahead and insert your camera into the smaller one. And then all you need to do is slide your FTS then onto the scope adapter that you already attached to your scope. Once you have that FTS secured on there, you go ahead and take the supplied Allen wrench, go ahead and tighten down the Allen screws. Now just tighten them so it's snug and secure. Don't over tighten at this point because you may need to do some adjusting when it comes to focusing and adjusting your crosshairs to a level plane. But once you have everything mounted on there and snug, you're ready to move on to focusing your FTS.